good team to go in that stadium. But I have a feeling that may blow up in their face because everybody who could play, they've gotten rid of. And it's like watching a AAA team. They were awful last year. I quit watching the Braves. I could not, and I used to be a huge Braves fan, but I had to quit watching the Braves last year. They were so bad that I couldn't even watch them, though. All right, big baseballs, college baseball. You into college baseball?
Yeah.
All right, big series this weekend, South Carolina, Clemson. What you think?
Carolina's going to blow them out.
You think they will? Okay, I've seen that. That's good. Both South Carolina's 9-0, ranked 13. Clemson's got an ex-Gamecock coaching them now, so they're better this year. So that ought to be interesting, though. But I'm going to try to at least make one game in the series this weekend, though. But that's going to be kind of interesting with that, though. You got anything else to share with us? All righty. Well, if we got any other topics from our studio audience today, anybody else got anything that they want to add today? Coming up, I know there were some topics earlier we mentioned about with Cam Newton, some things. Has Will got something he wants to add? Anybody else want to come up for one more shot because we're getting ready to wrap it up? All right, come on up here. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Always a pleasure. The star of the show, Paul Lee. All right, come on up. What you got on your mind now?
How Cam Newton reacted to losing the Super Bowl.
Okay, our last show we talked about Super Bowl predictions, and I'll have to give it to Mr. Spicer. He said Broncos would win, so I'm doing it on the air that he was right. I didn't think it. Unfortunately, the Panthers picked the worst day of the year to play their worst game of the year. I thought the Panthers' defense played good enough to win the Super Bowl, but I thought their offense was very suspect. And I'm not making excuses because in my book, excuses are for losers. But I honestly thought that was one of the poorest officiated games I've seen in the Super Bowl in a long time. There's a lot of things that happened in that game. Some people say, and I'm not doing that, but they say it's conspiracy, that the officials wanted Peyton Manning to win, that they fixed the game, hogwash. But there were a lot of bad calls in that game. Cam Newton has had a lot of fun on the field when he was winning. Didn't have a whole lot of fun after the game. All right, tell me what you thought.
I saw this up on YouTube. He was actually crying on the field when it was fourth quarter.
Was it him or was it Josh Norman?
It was him.
Okay, I saw Josh Norman that did. Okay.
I would say this, and I'm not being mean. I'm being mean, but Cam Newton, he has to suck it up and learn how to lose at least a couple games.
Hey, and I'm with you on that. That, you know, you've got to be, this is my opinion, and it's just my opinion, that if you are the night before the game named the most valuable player in the NFL, you are the face of the NFL. You've got to act that way. And I know it's disappointing for him, and I know that the room next door that supposedly somebody was talking and making fun of him, though, but sometimes you've got to be a man. And I know there's been many a times when I was coaching, when I didn't feel like talking and I was about to die, that I was so upset. But you got to suck it up, like you said, sometimes, and you got to face the music with the good and the bad. And, you know, because I've seen a lot of people, I give Cam credit, he went over and congratulated Peyton Manning and like that, though. But, you know, lots of times you got to realize when you are a sports, and you can't come out and say, well, hey, I'm a sore loser. Well, then, you know, you got to do it with class, because not only are you representing Cam Newton and Cam Newton's family, but you're representing 53 guys on that roster for the entire Carolina Panthers. You're representing a lot of friends that I've got on the communication department, owner, and you're representing the city of Charlotte. So you got to think about that sometimes, that you've got, you know, like I say, as a coach and former player, there are times that I've had to basically tell my players that when you're on that floor doing anything, you cannot show the negative emotion. Now, there's a time and place in your locker room when you're by yourself, you can do that, but I don't think you can do that in public. I really don't. All right, what are your thoughts? And we're going to wrap up on this note right now. The Panthers yesterday franchise tagged Josh Norman. Will he be with the Carolina Panthers next year? Will they sign him to a long-term deal? Or will somebody come up? Now, if somebody else comes up and signs him away, they've got to give up number one draft choices to get him there. Do you think he will still be with the Panthers when it's all said and done?
Well, I hope so, because he's like the best cornerback they have on the team.
He's had a great year. He's set to make $14 million next year, just for next season as a franchise tag. But I hope the Panthers get it done, get him signed. He's from Greenwood, South Carolina. He went to high school at Greenwood High School. He played at Coastal Carolina. He's from this area. He wants to be a Carolina Panther. Let's get it done and keep him there. You have been watching the Junior Coaches Corner Sports Talk Show here at Bowling Springs Intermediate School, brought to you by the friends at Iron City Pools, by the Beacon Drive-In, by the West Side Club, by Concussion Ministries, by the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And want to get a plug in. The FCA High School All-Star Game between Greenville and Spartanburg County men's and women's basketball, high school basketball, will be March the 12th at Dorman High School. If you get a chance, come out and support these high school kids in their all-star game. There'll be a lot of college coaches they're recruiting. Come out and support our local FCA. Until next month, have a great month. We'll be back with some more information then. Goodbye, everybody.